I'd like to thank CAS, particularly the selection committee that was crazy enough to select me. I'd also like to thank Krista Niehoff as the head of this great group, and extend a warm thank you to Karen Pachter, who's been fabulous in organizing this whole event. I also would like to say that I love working in Coventry, and I want to thank all of my colleagues there. I've never received so much support professionally, and it's really just amazing. I want to thank Joe Blake for nominating me for this. I'd like to say especially that the teachers in Coventry, and I really have the unique privilege of working with people outside of the high school as well. The teachers in Coventry are just amazing and really student-centered, and wow, that's just wonderful to be a part of. There are colleagues here who've been with me for a long time. There are friends of mine who've been with me here for even longer. And finally, there's my lovely bride, who's known me less time than actually two people here, my brother and my RA. But my wife Kathleen is an amazing soul, and I couldn't do anything without her. All right, so I thought I'd tell you a story, but before I do, I've been to this place a whole bunch of times because I have to chaperone proms from time to time, and we use this one, and it's the first time I haven't had to guard a door. It's really a delight actually to sit still all night. So I sing in the hallways a little bit. A couple of my colleagues sitting here tonight recommended that I sing to you. I'm not going to do that, but I was supposed to start with A Change Is Gonna Come. That was Sam Cooke, I think, and it starts, if you don't know it, I was born on a river, right? You know that, right? Okay? And then somebody else suggested that maybe I end with My Way, which was actually written by Paul Anka, but you guys know Frank Sinatra. So I'm not going to do that either. I'm going to tell you a story that had an impact on me in the first year that I was an educator. I was asked by a great principal, a fellow named Jim McKenna, that some of you may know. I was asked by Jim if I would be on the Restoration of Credit Committee, which most high schools have something like that, and kids absent too much or whatever, and it's a tough gig, and Jim kind of felt that he needed a humanist, I guess, or somebody a little more student-centered, because too many kids are losing credit, and he asked me to get on there, and I said, all right, and this gal, who I didn't have in class, but I knew her a little bit, and she was kind of edgy, and not always polite, and missed too many classes, lost credit, and she came before the committee, and she laid out this story I won't be too detailed about, but basically her family was very poor, and mom and dad were split, but they couldn't afford to actually move out of the house. So dad created an apartment in the garage, and mom stayed alone, kind of in the dark, not taking good care of herself in a bedroom, and it was a bad scene. And the gal was kind of raising her sister, and she's an edgy kid, like I said, and she was edgy presenting it. Like, why do I have to present this to you guys? I'm getting B's in my classes, and yeah, I've missed a lot, but I'm working here. I'm working. And I think because she was edgy, it didn't play well to the committee. I could see that, and I thought, all right, here's my chance. You know, I'm a new teacher. It wasn't my first career, so I came here because a guy out there in the audience told me I should be saving lives instead of fixing bikes. So I, which is what I was doing, So I reiterated what she said. She did a great job of it. I reiterated, thought I dressed it up a little bit, a little more happy, and like, let's help this gal sort of thing. And I sat down and I looked at the committee, and most of them were fairly stone-faced, and I thought, I didn't help this gal at all. She is done. And then when I sat down, looking a little exasperated, a little idealistic, and the older teacher sitting next to me, a more veteran, she patted me on the hand. It actually reminded me of the way my grandma used to pat me on the hand. Okay? She patted me on the hand, and I had sat down and was looking distraught, and I said, I'm just here to help these kids. I just want to help them. And she patted me on the hand and she said, Steve, we're not necessarily here to help. And it was that moment, not anything I said, she saved that girl's life. Because they all thought about what they were thinking, heard what she said, and realized they were wrong. And so, except for her, everybody voted to restore this gal's credit. And I'd like to think, although we're not in touch anymore, she's doing well. And I know that she had the guts to do well. So I want to end by saying that there are people out there in the audience that have, in little and big ways, saved my life. And there are people out there who have saved your lives in small and large ways. And whenever you come to that crossroad, you definitely are here to help. So thank you, everybody, for helping, because it's an amazing task and an amazing thing we do. Thank you. Good night.